Hey folks, and welcome back to Glenn and Adrian's Rock Talk. That's Adrian.
And that's Glenn.
And today we're going to return to the band Camel, the progressive rock band from England, who had its biggest years in the 70s and the 80s, but they still tour, or at least they were as recently as 2018. We were clued into a clip that they recorded in 2003 at the Catalyst Club. It was thought to be their farewell tour. Okay, I get it. And thankfully, it wasn't. Hey, it happens. We know plenty of bands that have done that. You stop and you're like, wait a minute, it's over? I don't know about that. Yeah, so this song is Stationary Traveler, and it's the title track off their 10th album from 1984, Stationary Traveler. This goes a little bit further than I've heard for Camel. The most recent album that I am familiar with is Nude from 1981, which is an album that I personally love. I love playing that album throughout. It's something of a concept album about a guy who got left behind. He was on an island during World War II, thinking they were still at war for 30 years, and he was there, and the war had ended, and they found him. He came home, they gave him a parade, and then he left again because he couldn't handle civilization, I think is how it went. It is a little bit more pop sounding than a lot of their progressive rock classics from back in the mid-70s. So I'm curious to see what this sounds like. This coming from 1984, 3 years after Nude. And they certainly were still doing good work. It was just a little different. So I'm curious to see what it sounds like. So Adrian, do you know anything about this piece?
Not yet.
Not yet, okay. But you know the band. All right, well, let's go ahead and check this out. This should be interesting.
This is from an album called Stationary Traveler. And the actual track is called Stationary Traveler. So it makes it quite simple, really. What a coincidence!
pretty good, I thought. Just the sound of the whole thing was very mellow, and the guitar sound was awesome, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, he seems to sound a little like David Gilmour.
Oh, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah, I think he admired Gilmour and showed a similar sound.
Yeah.
That's kind of the sound of latter-day Camel, latter-day being the 80s, and yeah, I enjoyed that. The ever-present red Nord was in the keyboardist's arsenal of keys. That shows up everywhere. If you start looking for a red keyboard on stage at live gigs, you'll see them every time. Like anytime there's a keyboard player, there's going to be a red a red keyboard.
Nord keyboard.
That's the Nord.
Those are very good.
Yeah, the reason that it's out there is it does a great mellotron. It does.
Oh, yeah.
It's got great piano sounds. It doesn't quite feel like a piano. That's the only thing, but it does feel a bit like a Hammond organ, and it's got fantastic organ sounds on it as well. Very versatile keyboard with vintage sounding keyboards on it, and I'm actually surprised to see it in a video way back in 2003. That must have been early, because I used to go around with a Hammond electronic organ, which had all of the drawbars and everything, which is fantastic, and I would bring a physical Leslie cabinet with me, but a small one, a travel one, because that's what you had to do until the Nords came along. As soon as the Nords came along, all that came to a stop. So this is in California, Santa Cruz. So very good. Geez, if they ever come through town again, I think I'll make a plan to go see them. I noticed that the bass player is the same guy, even that joined up all the way back at the Nude album, maybe the album before. And so he was on this original, and he was here at this show. His name's Colin Bass. He's one of the most steady members besides Andy Latimer. Okay, so that was cool. I appreciate the suggestion to do that one. Quite a nice track. Folks, if you have other suggestions for us, you can leave those below. Let us know if you've seen Camel before, too. We'd be interested in hearing about that. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. And if you enjoyed our presentation, please subscribe. Okay, thanks so much for joining us, and we'll catch you on the next one, all right? Take care, folks.
See y'all later.